Hi guys.
Hey everyone.
Welcome to Make 2 and another Sims 4 speed build. This is a dive bar. And what is a dive bar in your mind?
I think of a dive bar as being one that's a little rough around the edges. It's not rough and dangerous, but it's just a little bit shabby. And one thing that all the dive bars I've ever been to have in common is they've all been underground. And that was the inspiration for this build. There's a dive bar we go to near us and it's underground and a little bit shabby too. And we were there for dinner and thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to build one in Sims 4? So that's what I've tried to do. I wanted to make this an official bar, so there's a number of things you have to put inside your lot to make sure it counts as a bar. They're pretty easy. Things like bars and bar stools and bathrooms and that kind of thing.
Alrighty. So you have built this lot, looks like on a 20 by 15 size. That's pretty small.
And it was actually more than enough.
Yeah.
I just thought, let's just get going and just build it. Dive bars, I think, are generally kind of small. And I wanted to keep that kind of small feel going. I'm going to start with the top because although dive bars are underground, you're still going to have something on the top to have stairs going down from.
Right.
So I ended up thinking, well, I've got to have a building on top. Most of them, maybe there's a shop on top and the dive bar underneath.
Yeah.
But for here, we're going for one self-enclosed business. So the top is going to be the entrance. The first floor is going to be the entrance to our dive bar, as well as another couple of things like an office or maybe a rec room for the staff. And I'm just building out, trying to make a little bit of an interesting shape. And one of my aims for this speed build was just try to not fiddle around too much and just get on and just place things and move on. So
go with your first instincts.
Yeah,
basically.
Go with the flow. So even if this isn't the most perfect shape, it stays. The roof turned out pretty well. Looks kind of nice. That little L-shaped room at the front, I think, helps give a little bit of texture.
Yeah, so you seem to be going for a kind of rustic look to it. Like I see this fitting really well in Windenburg, maybe.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it looks on the older side with the shingles on the roof and those wooden posts in the front.
Trying to go for shabby.
Well,
I was trying to go for shabby.
You know, shabby, but like old English style, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So the key thing to have an underground bar, you need stairs underground. So I just wanted to build a big empty room downstairs so I know the stairs could fit and I'll get to the downstairs later. But now I want to start decorating this very basic 2-room setup on the first floor.
So like you said, there's going to be a sort of office and rec room as well on the first floor. So like the bar staff maybe can use this upstairs area for their own personal stuff. Yeah,
I guess so. I just wanted some space where they could come and to fill up this room here. Thought it made sense to put some kind of rec room up here, but this room on the left is just the entrance down, so building these walls so I can turn them into a fence to stop people falling down. And this is just the way into the bar. Maybe you could have had it one smaller on the left side, but I don't know, it's okay. People have to be able to walk around to get to their rec room. There's a stool there, very important. That's how you check people's IDs on the door.
Yes.
Because these are bars and there's alcoholic drinks served, so you've got to be careful about that.
Yeah, we still get carded.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a good thing or a bad thing, but we do still get carded when we go to bars.
One day we won't. Actually, last time we went to this place, this dive bar that inspired us, we didn't because there was no bouncer at the
So we snuck in.
Yeah, we did. And I had an alcoholic drink as well. Very bad.
What?
I had cider.
I don't think like the wait staff would have given us stuff if we had really looked like we weren't of age.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the rec room, as you can see, going for a little bit of colour, but trying to keep it a little bit on the shabby side for the shabby theme. And now let's get to the main part, which is working on the bar itself.
Okay. So you've got a smaller stairwell here.
Yeah, that's just one room, just 100% stair or nothing else. And here I'm just drawing out rough shape, which again, I'm not going to change, but just going to go with it. This is going to be the shape of our bar.
That's very brave. Freehand drawing.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to have 2 rooms. Fiddle around with this second room here. This room's going to be the kitchen because it is going to serve food like the dive bar we go to. Yeah, exactly. And that I just put one wall there. That's where the bathrooms are going to go, the restrooms for this place.
Okay.
Now I'm putting in the floors and the wall. I've gone for wood paneling and kind of brick on the floor. You can't see it very well, so I'm putting in light so you can make it a little bit clearer.
Yeah, the wood paneling, I can definitely see that's inspired by the place that we go to. I don't know about the brick floor, but I like the brick floor because it just makes sense. The foundation of the building is obviously underneath, and maybe they just didn't feel like putting a nice floor over it. It's just fine to have the original brick floor of the foundation as the floor for the bar.
Yeah.
And so now you've got that all-important bar here.
Yeah, so I'm going to spend quite a bit of time working on this back bar. We have the bar there, and then there's a door into our kitchen, and then behind the bar, just put some countertops and a whole bunch of shelves, and going to age them up a little bit by darkening them, because they obviously have, alcohol spilled over them over the decades.
I rarely do anything with shelves in the game. I really should start taking more advantage, because I think you can definitely make a wall glammed up quite a bit by using shelves in a nice way.
Yes, you'll see, I think it does transform quite a bit. I'm also using the new relatively new now, making things smaller hack to try and make these casks fit in.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend a lot of time trying to find just the right thing to put on all of these exposed areas.
Yeah.
And you can search for things like bottle, but I don't know. I did do all the unlocks before I started, so all the hidden objects are shown and stuff, which is quite helpful because I use a number of debug objects here.
Yeah.
But it's quite hard to find ones that actually go on shelves. A lot of them only go on the floor because they're debug stuff.
But you can move things up with like special key, hotkey commands.
Can you?
Yeah. Although, I think it looks fine the way it is. I mean,
I found a bottle that fit on the shelves.
Yeah.
So that was good. And I'm just trying to put weird things on the shelf below the bottom shelf. Mm-hmm. And as I find things by just scrolling through, I think this is the everything menu in the end, just putting things out, cans and glasses and full glasses and empty glasses and bags that maybe have coffee grounds or other things in them, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, especially with a bar. You want to stack those shelves with bottles and make it look like a really well-stocked bar that can serve anything that you like. Although there are bars that are basically just beer and the basics.
Yeah, if you don't have any, on this one, at least you don't have much show on the bar at the front. It's just a wooden panel. You don't have those taps of beer on tap thingies.
Are there bars in the game that have those taps?
I don't know. There's some look a little bit more interesting texturally than this one, but I don't think there's any that have beer taps.
Okay.
But that would be cool.
Yeah, seems like an oversight.
Yeah.
Well, it is nice that you've got the wood thing continuing with the bar here. I like the colors that you've chosen.
Yeah, it's nice. And I just took a little bit of time away when I found these nice things I wanted to put on the wall for decoration. I tried putting more bottles and I found this nice metal beaker, and I thought that could kind of be a cocktail shaker or something.
Yeah, sure.
So I put a whole bunch of those up there. So it's hard to find things that really fit with this theme. I didn't want to have just bottles, the same color bottles on both shelves.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. You want a mix of different types of liquor, if you will.
Yeah, I got a blowtorch because maybe they serve creme brulee at this place.
All right.
And you want to spray the stuff. What's it called? So, yeah, burn the sugar with your blowtorch, little teapot. I don't know. I'm just trying to find interesting objects at this point.
So you put those things on the wall that are, I think they're from the Jungle Adventure Pack?
Yeah, I just think they look cool.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put them on the wall.
Or a tree.
I wanted to see how small you could get. I thought maybe they'd have a bonsai tree. I don't know.
You can. There is a bonsai tree, but you need a sim who's got gardening skill to be able to craft it. So looks like you made that kitchen a little bigger, no? Or
no, it's the same size.
Oh, you added the wall. Okay.
Yeah, and put some lighting in. I'm going to change these lights out. Yeah, I like this one. It's so bright, which works in this kind of clinical kitchen atmosphere where you're preparing food. It's obviously going to be very dark otherwise down there, being underground.
Yeah, there's a mod that I wanted to start looking into, Reshade. I know lots of people use it, but we have not used it. But basically, it's, I guess, going to give you the ability to change the lighting or the look and texture of the game a bit.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know how it would affect recording-wise. Like, I don't know if it adds any extra strain on the game. But I definitely want to see what it can add, especially because in speed builds... And just, well, even in Let's Plays, but sometimes like the lighting engine in the game just isn't that great. And I have tried other mods, like there's a no blue mod that's supposed to take out the blue tinge or a lot of the blue tinge. But I'm not sure how often it's updated, and I'm not sure how well, like how much of a dramatic change it really is from what the game is originally.
Okay.
So yeah, the reshade mod is something that I want to try. Like, we've just been basically taking it easy with mods. Like, I know lots of people have their games modded out to, Kingdom Come or whatever, but like, we are pretty easy with it. We don't want to do too much stuff in our games in case things go wrong with the mods.
Yeah, our
Sometimes
game is glitchy enough as it is, so I just do worry
with
if
all
it
the
was
clones and whatnot.
Yeah, if it was glitchy and it's like, well, is it because of this mod? Is it because of the game? So keeping it light, I think certainly for Let's Plays. It'd be nice to play around with them though, maybe just in our own time and experiment with them.
Yeah.
While we've been talking, I've just been decking out this kitchen. It's just very long and thin, obviously, because of the shape of the room with this nice commercial kitchen area. So it looks like I've filled in most of the things I need for the kitchen there to satisfy. I'm going to put some bar stools out now. We're going to go back to the main bar room.
Oh, you've gone for like different styles of bar stools. Not all the same,
Nope, just an eclectic mix for this bar.
Cool. So I guess the rest of this space is going to be for people to sit at tables.
Yeah, and it's a bit hard to put one. That's the wrong place to put one. The restrooms are going to go there.
Right.
But I wanted to have, if you see where the stairwell is on the right-hand side, going all the way to the bar and then to the restrooms, that has to be left free because you want your people to be able to move through the restaurant.
Definitely.
So that really limits where you can put tables. So I'm trying to basically put all the tables around the outside of the room and then put just a few in the middle. I don't want it to feel too clustered. Maybe you could have fitted in another table, but that would have had people bashing right up against the bar.
No. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this right here looks like a good enough amount.
You want people to be able to stand around and having their drinks because it's a bar and it does serve food, sure, but also it's just there for eating as well. So most of those tables end up looking a bit symmetrical. I wasn't aiming for symmetry, but it did get that symmetrical look to it. So I've gone for the same tables and chairs. And now to get the bar thing, I have to add some speakers and a TV. So I want to try and find speakers that felt not too impressive and high-tech, but just maybe ones that have been there a while. So this black one's very classic stereo. And I just downsized this TV a little bit to make it not too overwhelming on that far wall.
That's super interesting that they require a TV for a bar.
I know. I was like, what? I'm not making a sports bar here.
Right.
It's a dive bar.
Well, I guess it could be a sports bar, dive bar. The place that I went to with a girlfriend of mine a while ago was not quite underground, but you definitely had to take steps down to get into it. But it did have a TV because a lot of sports fans would go there specifically to watch. I think it was the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like,
it was hockey. Yeah, she loves hockey, doesn't she?
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't in Pittsburgh, but for some reason, the bar was, I guess, owned by Pittsburgh Pirates fans. So whenever the Pittsburgh Pirates were playing, all the locals or the people in the city who were also Pittsburgh Pirates fans, they knew to come to this bar because that's where they would get the coverage of their team.
Now, I'm decorating the tables here. The large black pieces of paper, they are menus.
I didn't even know these existed. In the game.
I don't know what they are. And the small one over on the right-hand side, that's a check. Little books you get the check in.
Yeah.
And the tables that don't have a menu or a check, there are people who are still eating. Maybe they've just gone to the restroom, so I've just tried to put some food out on those tables to make it a little bit more lived in.
Yeah, it makes sense for the menus to already be on the tables. That's how our local place works. Basically,
it's shabby, but it's not that shabby.
It cuts down on the waiters having to bring the bar menu stuff over.
Yeah, and we're talking laminated menus here.
Yeah, not fancy menus. These are just pieces of paper.
Crinkly laminated.
Maybe somebody just used tape, clear tape instead of actual laminate.
Yeah. So while I'm going to work on the bathrooms, I'm going to have boys we're doing now, then we're going to do the ladies' bathroom next door. Just going to be 2 stalls in each. Nothing too fancy, but I think they came out pretty well. I'm curious to know what you guys in the comments, what is your favourite food or drink you have at a dive bar? Or a bar in general.
If you're old enough to go
if you're
to a
old
dive
enough,
bar,
yes.
That's a limiting question.
Oh, well, I was thinking about our place. You always get the chicken wings. I always get a burger.
Always buffalo wings.
And they have really good tater tots. So,
yes. Well, this looks a little cramped, this one triangular room. Is that actually going to work?
I haven't. It looks big enough. It should be 2 by 2 in total.
Yeah, but they need the same with the tables.
I think it does work. Okay. No, I don't think all those chairs necessarily. I think all the chairs can be got to as well. And I'm pretty sure it does work. I haven't tested it. I will tweak a little bit. I just liked filling in that little space there.
No, definitely. I was going to say, like, because you've gone for an interesting shape to the room, it does mean that you have to be a little creative with the bathrooms. But, I mean, that makes sense too. A dive bar is not going to have the nicest bathrooms.
Yes, that is true. But I did go to try and make the ladies' restroom a little bit nice. It's a little bit bigger, as you can see, because just I think often they are. And also ended up putting a couple of stools in there, what are they called? Little things you sit on that are lower than a bar stool. Those things.
Chairs?
An ottoman, a little ottoman. Chairs without backs.
Right.
Because I think often in women's restrooms they also have ottomans or little places for ladies to sit. So this is now just about the whole of the basement. I'm going to do one very important change, but I'm going to get inspired by doing the outside because it's, a dive bar. It's not going to have much greenery. I didn't spend that much on the outside, the landscaping. I just kind of figured it's just going to be kind of urban jungle. It's in the middle of somewhere urban.
Or Windenburg.
And, of course, if you're somewhere like a bar or restaurant, you need somewhere to take your trash.
Yes.
So I put those oversized, massive trash cans at the back. And I thought, well, the trash is mainly going to come from the kitchen space. So how are they going to get the trash out? They do want to go up the stairs that the patrons use.
That's true.
So I was like, I've got to move things around. So then I thought, I'm actually going to move the kitchen a little bit and have out the back of the kitchen, well, this little bit here, I'm going to have stairs going up to the outside, up to the ground level.
I think it makes sense for fire hazard purposes as well to have two exits.
That's a great point.
Yeah, you don't want people to get stuck underground if something happens.
Yeah, so now I've got this stairs coming up in the middle of the back of the lot, and I put some fencing around it. And then the big question is, well, I've got this stairs coming out to nowhere. Isn't that a bit weird? Shouldn't it connect to the building in some way?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll see now I'm going to try building a room and connect it up the stairs, but I didn't want to make the upstairs too big because it's all about the bar downstairs.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make a bit of an L shape just to keep things a little bit visually interesting. And let's see, I also still want to fit at least two. I don't need three of those massive trash cans.
I was going to say, yeah.
But at least two there. So I'm going to fiddle around with it. And I think this is my final shape. Just a little room here. And this is going to be the office for the manager, I guess, the owner of the place.
Okay, that makes sense. So they've got both a lounge area and an office.
Yeah. This is where they do the books, and I put a little bookshelf in there. And this is going to be a very cluttered room. There's going to be an old-style desk. Because, they've probably got an old computer. They're not going to be necessarily a tech whiz. They just got to bash into their spreadsheet. And
let's just say that, like, they've owned this bar for a really long time. Maybe it was passed down through their family or whatever, but it's a place that they're not necessarily interested in remodeling. A, because that would lose all the character of the place. And B, because... well, maybe they just can't afford it.
Maybe this place started off as a very chic bar and now it's gradually become a very cool dive bar.
I like the idea of it being maybe a hidden bar, like during the Prohibition era in the States.
What are those called? Speakeasies.
Speakeasies, yeah. We're watching a K-drama called Chicago Typewriter right now. We're actually almost about to finish it. And it involves a bar in South Korea, or Korea at the time, during the 1930s. So I don't think they had an issue with prohibition the way that we did in the States, but it's still a cool, idea, a cool setting.
Yeah, exactly. You have to know the secret knock to get into the bar.
Yeah.
So maybe from the outside, this looks like a normal business of some kind.
Or a house or something.
Or a house, but go down the stairs and knock on the door in a special way. And then you get into the...
Yeah. I've been to current day versions of speakeasies in New York and DC. There are a few bars that are kind of trendy like that.
Yeah, I think they're getting popular everywhere. There's one in San Francisco.
Oh, right.
I don't think we went there, but we tried to. Now, given I cluttered out the office, I want to put a little bit more clutter in the rec room, and then I'm pretty sure that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of this build.
Okay, we can show some shots of the build without the UI in the way, and then let us know, guys, what you think of this dive bar.
Hope you've enjoyed this speed build. Let us know in the comments below what you think. And if you are new to our channel, feel free to subscribe because we've got plenty more Sims 4 on the way.
Thanks for watching.